With all the recent news, leaks, and rumors that have come out about Avengers 5, aka Avengers Doomsday, it seems just like the Infinity Saga when they travel back and use time travel. It seems there's gonna be time travel in this movie based on the most reliable scoopers information that's come out recently. Very interesting. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around, make subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse, pop culture-based content that I try to deliver on a daily basis. Could subscribe. Let me know down below. Do you believe the most recent rumors that have come out about Avengers Doomsday? It seems like this movie isn't going to be what we think it is. Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And check us out on TikTok, Warstu. Right, let's get into this video. So, this all started when the Geeky Cast said the on-set building, farm kind of base building that they are making, codename Luke Cage, was actually the nickname for Steve Rogers. Now, Geeky Cast said it before anyone else, and as you know, the internet, the more followers have, the more subscribers you have. For some reason, this makes you more credible. So, as you know, they're filming in the UK. So I can verify this information. So allegedly, they are currently filming a scene in Steve and Peggy's house, Luke Cage, with 4 actors and their stunt doubles. Guess who they are? Stunt doubles in a house. Why would you need stunt double? So we recently found out they've rebuilt Steve and Peggy's house. It's going to be used on the Windsor Great Park for Avengers Doomsday. Chris Evans, Steve Rogers, Hayley Atwood, Peggy Carter are confirmed to return. Well, they're not actually confirmed to return. Even though I literally have a picture in front of me of Robert Downey Jr., of Chris Evans, of Hayley. This is not confirmed publicly. There is images out there that shows they are literally in the scene. So I can say, yeah, sure, bro, this is true. But we're just going by what's out there publicly. So Steve Rogers is going back in time to live happily ever with Peggy Carter, and is set to be a major plot point in Avengers Doomsday as his actions created incursions in the multiverse. Steve not only chose to stay in the past with Peggy Carter, but he also began altering events. Therefore, for the multiverse to survive, Steve has to die. Altering events. I do find it interesting when people kind of change the story. So the story is that allegedly because he stayed with Peggy, this caused incursions, and Dr. Doom wants to go after everyone that caused an incursion. That would mean everyone, not just Steve Rogers. So an insider recently reported Robert Downey Jr. is searching for people responsible for causing incursions in Doomsday and will have his own team, as the incursions are a threat to the multiverse and he plans to kill them. I mean, people are adding their own little nuances onto the end of stuff. The plan wasn't, no one actually have said he plans to kill them. He plans to get them, but the whole killing part is a bit added on. So, Avengers Doomsday is now being co-written by Stephen McFeely and Michael Waldron, the creator and head writer of LOKI series. Now, that is good. Now, back in May, Michael Waldron said to Screen Rant, they're having a blast on the set of this movie. Now, you've probably heard it absolutely everywhere that there is no script for this movie. But that is absolutely freaking nonsense, because do you realize how many movies go into production with an only 80% script finished? There's improv. There's so many things. Like I've said previously, at the moment, people are trying to go after Marvel. Now, Marvel cast members reported rapping and said they'll come back because there is no script, right? But this is kind of misleading because we can go back 20 years. This is not actually new. Feige said they're working on the script, but that is being misconstrued and misled in the way that people talk about it. The way people were talking about this movie is they're on set for 5 to 8 months. There's no script. They're just freeballing. They're freestyling. And that's not that. There are procedures. There are things that happens on film set. You cannot just improv a whole movie. So it does make me laugh. They're revising and adding scenes. People going, there's no ending. There's no ending. Really? I mean, you need to start listening to what Feige actually said, because that wasn't what Feige actually said. So let's go over what Feige actually said. Mr. Kevin Feige said, we've never started filming a movie without a full script, and I've never been satisfied with a script that I've had. I've never been satisfied with a movie we've released, right? But you need to actually read the whole context and not just latch on to what scoopers are saying when they say there's no script for this movie and they're freestyling everything. There's no ending. They don't know the ending. So what are they doing? Just filming the first act, the second act, half of the third act, and they're just going to keep reshooting the ending constantly. No, that's not really how it works. And like I've said, if you go back, multiple movies, even The Dark Knight, even Christopher Nolan himself, they've all done this before. Y'all are acting like this is new, right? James Gunn, I hate to bring it up, literally had a finished script, and what did he do? He changed stuff, took stuff out. But is that different? Because that means the script wasn't actually finished. If you're going to cut stuff from your actual script, change a few scenes, cut things out, that means you actually respectfully didn't have a finished script. Feige's in charge of the entire studio. And when it comes to the Avengers movies, at least, they have all been good. They have all done financially well. They have all been received critically well. They've all been received well from the fans. So I don't understand this agenda when people say Avengers Doomsday is doomed because there's no finished script. Go back. I mean, I don't really care for the audience score and the critic score, but the Avengers movies have never done bad. So it is interesting to me that they are allegedly going back in time because Doom wants to kill Steve Rogers because he started the incursions, but there's no script. So if there's no script, how are they even filming this movie? Make it make sense. How is this movie being filmed? There is no script, lads and ladettes. Is there going to be time travel in this movie? Well, allegedly, they're going to be going back in time to stop the incursions from ever taking place, which does make sense, but I don't think that's going to work. And what is interesting is the wording of this, right? Steve Rogers, Peggy Carr, home with 4 actors and their stunt doubles on set. Now, this is really actually is, for once, the scoopers actually have some good inside sources. This is actually taking place. But it is interesting that we have actors saying, I didn't know who I was acting with half the time. We've literally been here before. We have been here before. That's why information when it comes out about, oh my God, there was a heated fight on set. There wasn't actually. That was fake news. Do you really think Robert Downey Jr. is going to try to ruin his own movie because he's the main star? If this movie does bad, it reflects on him. Really does. And if there is time travel involved, it makes complete sense why this won't actually mess up the I Am Iron Man scene, because would this movie even take place if there's going to be time travel going through it? It's a very interesting movie. It's a very intense process developing the characters. Joe Russo said earlier this year, Downey's approach to Doom, he's so immersed in it. He is so dialed in. And it's like there's no script, right? But you seem to forget he added the Oscar award winner. It's writing the backstory. Robert Downey Jr. is actually writing part of the story for this movie. So no one can really have beef on set with RDJ. He has creative control. So I keep seeing this. Oh, RDJ, Ryan Reynolds are fighting on set. It's not going to be either of them. It really won't be. If there is drama, even though John Roker said it was 2 big actors, I mean, you're going to say everyone in this movie is a big actor. I think it's more likely to be a lesser known actor that is kicking up some kind of fuss. And everyone that's worked with RDJ, I looked into this. I've never really seen anyone have an issue with RDJ on set at all. The same can be said for other actors. So it is cute what people say. And it's interesting that like posts are going viral, yet there's absolutely no evidence except for one Hollywood insider saying it. Show me the evidence, lads. So time travel in this movie. Are they going to run back Endgame back? Are they going to run back the Endgame plot point? It is interesting. Did the incursions create Doom? Did Steve Rogers create Doom? Is this all going to tie back to Kang the Conqueror, who could still play a part if the casting for Spider-Man 4 turns out to be Kang? It's very interesting because they can rewrite the whole history of the MCU because time travel's involved. And if you travel back in time, did the scenes ever happen beforehand? Very interesting. Now, Steve Rogers is definitely in this movie. In what capacity? We don't know, but there's no script. So let me know down below, lads. Are they literally on set just talking whatever they want to say and making up the storyline as they go along? Because based on what y'all are saying, that's what you want me to believe. You want me to believe there's no script and they're just yapping on set, which would cost a lot of money So I don't think that's the case. We know Avengers Doomsday will focus on presenting Doctor Doom's history, his motivations, which has already been set up if you actually watched the Fantastic Four movie, you know? And the post-credit scene for Captain America 4 directly led into Doomsday. Sure, it wasn't as good as it could have been, the same with the Thunderbolts post-credit, but there is a bit of setup. People were saying there was massive setup for Thanos. There was just post-credit scenes here and there. It was like maybe 10 minutes of footage over like 6 years. So I do think it's interesting. I think you guys forget RDJ's announcement caused crazy engagement, and y'all think this movie is set to fail. No, just let Marvel cook. Marvel's never failed when it comes to Avengers movies, and I don't think RDJ is going to let it come out the same as Feige if it missed. Now, I get it. The Fantastic Four movie didn't make as much money as what people assumed it would. It was still received well, and it still broke even. The First Family are not well known, and every time I say this, the comment section goes, yes, they're not. Normies don't know who the Fantastic Four are compared to Superman, just for reference. So it is what it is, but I find it fascinating how everyone seems to think this movie is going to fail, yet at the same time, the second there's a leak, y'all jump on it so fast, so just let Marvel cook. They are bringing back literally everyone for this movie. This movie will not fail, and it will be a very good story because they don't miss. Although I've got a funny feeling it's going to be a simple story, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad story. So likewise, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, and I will catch you in another video very soon, guys. Catch ya later.